Self-improvement is great, but a lot of people seem to be neglecting the most important thing: knowledge. The man with the most knowledge is always going to win. He will be the richest, the most confident, the most articulate, the strongest, and most importantly, he will always be the most powerful and the most successful. He will have everything he wants and he will be at the top of the male dominance hierarchy. So what is the most efficient way for you to acquire knowledge in 2024? Credible books and videos. We have access to videos and books that have been written by the absolute masters in each of their own domains. So firstly, you need to decide what domains are going to benefit you in the future. Now, obviously, I don't know what your ambitions are, but I will let you know some of the books that I am currently studying. So right here, I have around 6 books that I intend on completely studying within the next few months. So the 3 that I'm studying right now is Q's, Master the Secret Language of Charismatic Communication, and the secret language being body language. So this entire book goes into detail and explains everything about body language by Vanessa Van Edwards, and we'll go into detail later and explain and show to you exactly how you can study books. Then we have 48 Laws of Power and the 33 Strategies of War, both by Robert Greene. Now quickly, before I show you exactly how to study books in the most efficient way possible and actually learn from them, I'm going to explain to you the best way to learn. So firstly, preferably you want to do it first thing in the morning. And not only do you want to do it first thing in the morning, but you want to wake up as early as you possibly can, because it's been proven that the earlier you work, the more focused and concentrated you're going to be, because there's going to be less distractions. Secondly, you want to try and do it fasted. This is going to improve your focus massively, as it has mine. Thirdly, you want to try and do it before looking at any kind of social media or any kind of screen in general. And just 2 more things. Firstly is sunlight. If you can get 2 to 3 minutes of sunlight in the morning just before you start working. Now, sunlight doesn't literally have to mean that the sun has to be glowing and out. It just means that there has to be daylight. So obviously you want to aim to wake up earlier than that. You want to aim to be waking up at like 4, 5, 6, that kind of time, so that you can start working then. But when daylight does come out, you can go and get 2 to 3 minutes of that, and that's going to massively improve your concentration and your focus. And then also what you want to watch is what you're eating. If you're really focused on learning and acquiring this knowledge, then you want to ensure that the foods you're eating the previous day, so essentially every day, but the foods that you eat the previous day are going to massively affect how concentrated, focused you are when you're studying and you're learning. So that's the most optimal way to learn. Now, what is the most effective way to study books and to study videos? I'm going to give you exactly what has worked for me very, very well. Now, for books, what you want to do is you want to read the book that you're reading / studying, and you want to go through it, and any sentences or words that are very informative, that is the knowledge that you're looking for, that you want to remember and you want to know, you want to highlight it with a highlighter. So at the start of your reading session, you're going to need a highlighter, you're going to need a book, and you're going to need a pen. And you're going to go through and highlight just like I said. By the end of your reading session, you're going to have read however many pages you've read, and they're all going to have highlighted words and highlighted sentences. And what you're going to do before you finish your reading session is you're going to grab a notebook and you're going to grab your pen, and you're going to go through the book that you've just highlighted and studied, and you're going to write down everything that you've highlighted. And what this is going to do is it's just going to print it in your brain, because you've gone over it once with the highlighter and you're going over it a second time with the pen and writing it down. Now for videos, it's fairly similar. You're going to watch your video and you're simply just going to write down, you're going to have a pen and a notebook, and you're simply just going to write down the most important words and sentences, the ones that you want to remember off the top of your head and have in the back of your mind. You're going to write those down whenever you hear them. And that is going to be the most efficient way for you to study videos and books. The more you do this, the more efficient you're going to become at it. Today you might only be able to do half an hour, the next day you might only be able to do half an hour, but in a week's time of doing this every single day, you're going to be able to do an hour. And then the amount of time you can do it for, and how focused you can be, and how concentrated you can be, and how much you can take in, is all going to increase over time. So the more consistent you become, the more efficient you are going to be at acquiring knowledge. The more efficient you become at acquiring knowledge, the more knowledge you can acquire at much higher speeds.